Aloha, I'm Brickwood Galutaria. Welcome to Kupuna Power, a show for and about seniors. Throughout the show, we'll be displaying the senior helpline phone number, 768-7700. It's manned by the staff of the City and County Elderly Affairs Division between 7:45 a.m. to 4:15 p.m., and they can refer you to government agencies and support services that specialize in the health, safety, and well-being of our kupuna. Today, we're discussing long-term care. When we discuss this topic for both the kupuna and their children, two questions come to mind. What is long-term care? How much does it cost? Each of these questions can be addressed separately, but how you define the first will determine how you handle the cost of long-term care. Here to help us understand long-term care is Nancy Moser from the Executive Office on Aging. Aloha, Nancy.
Hi.
Welcome to Kupuna Power. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, first question. What does long-term care mean to you?
Well, you know, hopefully not right now, but if in the future I have illness or disability that makes it more difficult for me to do my normal activities every day, even things like shopping for necessities or driving, but maybe even eating or bathing, I might need supports and services long term in order to keep on having a great life.
Well, I think that everybody's going to be facing that at some point.
Could be. We're living longer, and some of us are living longer with chronic conditions and challenges.
So there's services that are offered from the state and the city that can help us plan for long-term care?
Yes. It's good to think ahead, and how do we know, when we need supports that could help us. So oftentimes we're finding out that we can't do the things that we did before, or maybe our family members are noticing that they need to help us a little bit more. Wonderful family members. Family members, family caregivers provide so much support, but sometimes we need more than that. Yeah, we might need more than our families can provide, or our families might need a break.
So when
we have some of those supports.
We have some of those? Why don't you tell us about them?
Yeah, so we have, we're at the Executive Office of Aging. It's a state office, and we work real directly with our county offices of aging to help make sure that they can have the funds to carry out some programs like Kupuna Care, a state-funded program that could help for people who need some public funds beyond their own means, to be able to have things like assisted transportation, where they'd have an escort to go with them for transportation, or adult daycare, perhaps, or someone to come and help do some chores in the house that are beyond them at that point. Whether it be laundry and dishes or something like that.
So is
basics.
You have options. You have like a checklist where you can. How do you access these services? Who do you call?
You can call the senior helpline of the City and County of Honolulu, and they're part of our network we call the Aging and Disability Resource Center.
Okay, Nancy, what's the senior hotline number?
768-7700.
Okay, that's 768-7700. Okay, so when I call them, do I have to have certain qualifications?
Well, the folks that answer the phone would help you to figure out, whoever calls would be helped to figure out what it is, to hear what you need, what your concerns are, what the issues are. You might even not know yet what you need or what might be helpful.
I see.
By talking that through, you can find out what those needs and concerns might be, and then maybe whether or not there are resources from the public sources, or whether other sources to look at. Yeah?
I think what I've learned, being like now 58, 59, that I kind of started too late here. And what we want to impart on every viewer is that it's incumbent upon them to be good advisors to their children too.
Sounds good.
To support their children's efforts at long-term care insurance, long-term care.
Yeah.
Which includes insurance.
Insurance is part of it, because we have to think about these supports and services, how will it be paid for? And of course, there's thinking about long-term care insurance planning for the future.
Yeah.
Then there's thinking about, what does Medicare care cover, if anything?
I see.
We can find out about that. Or what do I need to pay for out of my own resources? Or are there public funds?
Okay, so it's
Depending on the person's situation, that go toward those kinds of
could
things.
be a mixed plate then.
It could be
So you
a
got
variety.
some city, state funding help, and then maybe with Medicaid,
Medicaid, which is
Medicare.
a joint federal and state program.
Yes, and then you have individual insurance programs.
And then even our friendship network and our churches and religious institutions and our neighborhood associations, they're all part of the picture, even when you talk about unpaid supports. And it's good to make a plan that really looks at all of those things.
Okay.
Because sometimes we need to draw on all of it to make our lives work. But you're right. Let's tell our children about it.
This is the Senior Information and Assistance Handbook that you're talking about?
That's a handbook. That's a printed handbook that is put out through the City and County of Honolulu with the wonderful assistance of American Savings Bank. And it's
768-7700.
Yeah,
That's the senior helpline.
that's the senior helpline.
Okay, and this is what we can use. This is almost like the playbook.
It is, and we also have this information, almost all of this information, I believe, and additional information available online at hawaiiadrc.org. That's the Hawaii Aging and Disability Resource Center website. So you can call on the phone between, I think it's 7:45 to 4:30 in the afternoon on business days.
Yeah.
But if you need help in the middle of the night and you want to request something, you can put in a request to be called back by using the online services.
Okay.
Or you can actually browse this type of information online yourself in a searchable format.
I'm going to have you come back, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Nancy Moser, mahalo nui loa for your valuable insights into this growing concern among our kupuna, especially those with limited resources. In an upcoming episode, we'll turn the tables, and Nancy will interview me to see how I'm doing with my long-term care planning. I'm shaking in my boots for that one. I'm looking forward to it because I think I do need this as well. So thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Terrific.
Okay, mahalo. Up next, Kupuna Power introduces you to one of the Honpa Hongwanji's 2014 Living Treasures of Hawaii. But first, see if you know the answer to this senior moment trivia question. Who hosted Hawaii's Romper Room, teaching island children about good manners and posture using phrases such as Mr. Do Be and Mr. Don't Be?
Robert Hamada is a talented artist with a unique method to his craftsmanship. He has the ability to see beyond the obvious and extracts wisdom from the obscure.
Where I was born, it's the central part of Kauai. It is a rainy, mountainous country there. With all the difficulty, there was at that time tremendous amount of beauty. There's even today, there's a waterfall that drops 3,500 feet from the top of the mountain down to the very bottom. So these are the things that you see daily. You see rain. With rain comes rainbow. And the kind of rainbow that you see are not a bow at all. It's just a flat area. Maybe it covers about half an acre or more of land, and it's just colored. And that kind of beauty stays with you. And when you see something that's exceptionally beautiful, you try to live up to it. So as I grew, when I entered it into my artwork, it always had been a guideline for my work.
Hamada's inspiration comes from shaping a living source of his art.
I know it kind of sound ridiculous, but you can't help yourself, you know. Oh, God, you're working on the wood. All of a sudden, you can't see the wood because it's spinning. But you turn it off. Wow, gee, what a beautiful piece, you know? How did that ever happen? And so, it may sound abnormal, but you talk to the wood. you know, like anything else, you know, like my dogs, they do something good. I talk to them, I let them know. Same thing with the wood, you know. And I have satisfaction because I do that, and I guess the wood rewards me. You know, everybody talk about Columbus discovered America. But with the wood, I'm the guy that discovered that because I'm the first guy to look at that wood in that, you know, beauty. Nobody else did that. And there isn't another one like that. There's only one like that, you know. And even in my imagination, it's not there. It's oh God, you know, like this here. You look at this. See that grain. That's really, really spectacular, you know.
Hamada reveals intricate beauty through his art and through his insight.
I was instructed several times to make a short speech, which is perfect for me because I'm a man of few words. I come from the boonies, not like you guys that live in the city. I live, you know, on the slopes of Monono Mountain in the Opeka Valley. And thanks to the watchful surveillance of the governor, it still kept a reservation and a recreational area. That mountain is loaded with big game. And fortunately for me, I am also a big game dog breeder. I have the finest big game hound dogs in the state of Hawaii. But that's not the reason why I'm here. May we have the Bishop Matsumoto step forward, please. This is what I do. The wood is Milo, world-class rare hardwood. It's Hawaiian wood. There's several things connected with this that's different from those that you'll see even in the museums. It has a foot. You will not see a footed free-form bowl anywhere. The finish, today everybody applies varnish, lacquer, Veritane, wax, oil, or whatever. It has nothing on it. It has been sanded and polished for months and months to acquire that. It is also very thin. It's a risky operation because if you think about it, you go down the airport and you see an old ancient propeller-driven plane, and if the engine is running, would you touch the prop? No, you won't. But this thing, I gotta handle that thing. Well, it's spinning 400 times a minute. It takes a long time to finish this. And this is my choice wood. It'll stand up against anything in the world. And for all the consideration and hard work the bishop does, I would like to have him accept that in my behalf.
Who hosted Hawaii's Romper Room, teaching island children about good manners and posture using phrases such as Mr. Do Be and Mr. Don't Be? The answer is my friend, Robin Mann, or Miss Robin. Coming up, Kupuna Power went to the 20th Annual Primetime Wellness Fair to see what seniors can do to empower themselves to live healthier lives. But first, we have another senior moment to test your knowledge of local history. What sports event made headline news on August 30th, 1961?
First Hawaiian Bank puts it on as a partnership with the City and County Department of Parks and Recreation, Kuakini Health System, and HMSA. And we do it as a community service for the public. We do it on all islands. We like to give out information, health and wellness information to the seniors of Oahu and the outer islands. We have free health screenings, we have entertainment, a lot of things that really would be encouraging folks to live a healthy lifestyle. Popular at this event is our farmers market. That the people like to eat healthy, so we have fruits and vegetables. The health screenings, because it's free, like we have glucose and cholesterol testing. That's really important for people to check on that. Blood pressure testing. We have some chiropractors here that do spinal testing. Eye doctors, hearing doctors as well. So a lot of good information to really make sure that your body is healthy and you know what to do to prevent future illnesses. So that we do this for the community because we want to make sure that they are able to come out and do it. It's like a one-stop shop. They can really go to all these different agencies. I know that some of them don't have internet access, so this is a great way to come out and find all these different agencies and find out information that they may need for not only for them but maybe their families as well. It has grown quite a bit for this event. Last year we increased by over 20%. We're looking at about 2,000 to 2,500 attendees this year. We added a new aquaponics demonstration. So I know aquaponics is really a good alternative, healthier lifestyle for gardening. It's easier for the seniors because they don't have to bend down for gardening. It can be done on a tabletop. It can be done in condos. We also added the Hawaii Medication Take Back program. That is, attendees can bring in their unused or expired medicines for safe and anonymous disposal. This event is free admission, so even for the vendors, we don't require fees to become a booth vendor. So we really encourage that. One thing that we also do to help out the seniors is we don't allow any retailing by the vendors so that there's no pressure to buy anything, and that way they'll get information that they want from the vendors.
It emphasizes education, and that's why we participate in this event. It is a more specialized type of health and wellness fair because we're emphasizing education. We're not trying to sell anything to anybody. We just want to educate the community. We want them to take an active part in knowing more about their health, their personal health status, and maintain ways to be healthy. If you take care of yourself, you are aware of your personal health status, and you do things to make yourself be as active and healthy as possible, that will increase your quality of life in your later years, and you'll live a better and longer life, we hope. There's only so much we can do. That's why we would like to encourage the people, once you find out about your health care, different types of screenings that we have that might indicate you might be at risk for something, we will encourage them, please talk to your physician. You might find out more information. They could help you. They could help you live a better life. They can help you with some of the problems you might be having in regards to sleeping or eating. As you get older, they might have suggestions on ways to prevent yourself from being at risk for falls or other types of injuries. So it's a lot of encouragement, and hopefully the people will follow through on that. The nature of aging, I believe it is changing. I think everybody is becoming more aware of things that they can do to help themselves live healthier, live longer, spend more time with their family. Everybody wants to have a good life, and by becoming aware of your personal health status and your overall health, that will help you.
What we want to do here is we want to help educate the community about our health plans and health in general. In today's society, digital media, social media is something that's out there, but the seniors don't necessarily use that. So we have to go back and try and find that how we can actually reach out and talk with them, before they have an actual issue or question, so we can prevent some of the questions coming in and actually have our seniors be able to go out and get services and when they need to. You need to have that personal touch with the seniors, more of that one-to-one communication. So we have different education pieces about Medicare, different services that are offered, maybe more preventive type of screenings. We're talking about some, the wheel here, the game, that has some health education questions. And then we're also here to answer any specific questions an HMSA member may have.
Parks and Recs would like all our Kupuna to know that we're here for them. Get out of their homes, come to our rec centers. We're not only for the kids. Bring your grandkids, but better yet, bring yourself. Come to our programs, see what's available. Meet your friends, meet your neighbors. At our local rec centers in your community, you can join things like ceramics programs. You can join things like oil painting. We also have exercise programs. The Zumba programs, very popular. We have aerobics and water programs also. Right now, most of our major rec centers do host senior clubs. We have over 40 clubs around the island. To find out anything, you can call your local park or call the senior program, which would be my number at 973-7258. And once you contact us, we'll then set you up with the nearest park or club in your neighborhood. Right now, what I have behind me is featured is the Makua'ali Potters. They're a guild that gets together twice a week for instructions and 4 days for open studio. To join our senior clubs, they have a dues every year. It can range from $5 to $10, which would cover you for the whole year. And that's it. Other than that, you pay for your own lunches. You pay if you go on an excursion. But just coming out for the socialization aspect, it's all for free. When we get the seniors come to the center, we're there first to service them. The hidden aspect is they help us. We get to see things we've never seen before. We get to hear the stories we never got to hear. Many of the kids that grow up watching TV, I get to get live people to talk to me, to tell me what it was like during the war, to hear what it was like living in Japan, to hear what it was like moving to America from Europe. And these are things they give back to us, and we'd love to be able to preserve this for them. Well, what I'd like to add on is for all of our local seniors to remember that you are such an asset to all of us, to come to the centers. Let us find your stories. Let's get your stories out. And when you come here, we're going to have your friends, your neighbors, and you're going to have a great time.
We have seniors and adults coming into this program, and they come in and they learn to either throw pottery on the wheel or hand build. These are examples of what they're doing. People start out, I have both experienced and inexperienced people, and they do very well actually on making things. Some want to just hand build and they make animals and thing planters and so forth. Others want to throw and make big pieces and so forth.
Arcadia was founded 47 years ago. It is a non-profit organization founded by Central Union Church. Primary mission is to provide senior services for the residents of Hawaii. 3 major services that Arcadia offers. The first one is a retirement community. The second one is adult daycare, and the third one is home care. Our mission today is to share with the attendees the types of activities that we offer and give them first-hand choice, a chance to see what's going on. So we have residents from Arcadia and 15 Craigside demonstrating origami. They're doing different types of origami. They're actually doing tea leaf leis. They're making leis as well as tea leaf roses. And then we also displayed activities. We have a photo club as well as art displays. And we allow the residents to share their activities firsthand. We are concerned about the so-called silver tsunami because we are seeing the baby boomers retiring and we do not see enough housing for them. But we see them wanting to live independently at home. From a business standpoint, Arcadia, building another community is costly, very difficult. So this is where we're looking for different options in providing home care.
My name is Angela, and I'm here with the Department of the Attorney General, and I'm here for this Primetime Wellness Fair to help support our State of Hawaii Narcotic Enforcement Division with their Hawaii Take Back program. It's important for people to properly dispose of their medication because if it sits around their home and there are young children around, they may mistake it for candy. So if these are meds that are not being used or expired, you really want to get them out of the home to keep a safer home. Also, if you throw it away in the trash, that's not a good decision as well. People can dig through the trash, they can resell it on the streets, so we don't want it to get into the wrong hands. So it's important to try and, give it to the people who are authorized to dispose of it properly, to handle these kinds of meds, and have them take care of it, have them go to the H-Power, have them place it in the boiler, and completely burn it, disintegrate it all so that pretty much there's nothing left. And, it's great because it also gets converted into energy.
So Walgreens is offering an exciting program that offers the shingles vaccine and also the flu shot today. The shingles vaccination is intended for older generations, specifically 60 years and older, and that's because it's basically a virus for patients who've gotten the chickenpox at a younger age, and it usually results in a painful rash that occurs on the face or around the body that could be very dangerous. The response was actually great. We saw a lot of people who needed the shingles vaccine who've never gotten it before, so the response was actually very good.
What sports event made headline news on August 30th, 1961? The answer, the aftermath of the Hawaiian Championship match between wrestlers Nef Maiava and Curtis the Bull Iaukea. There you have it. Long-term care means different things to different people. Our show covered those seniors with limited resources. In subsequent shows, Kupuna Power will discuss long-term care in regards to health care insurance and Medicare. I'm Brickwood Galutaria. Join me next week on another episode of Kupuna Power. Aloha.